A month or so ago, Bill Making Stuff invited me and a bunch of other crafty YouTube people to participate in the Big Bot Bash, a kit bashing collab where you create a randomly generated robot using junk. And it looks like my invite is arriving just now. Guess this means I need to drop whatever I'm mightily morphing on and go bash a big bot. Using this 20-sided die, I'm going to roll for each body part using this junk bot generator. For the body, I rolled a 5, which is a brick house. I don't know what word is censored behind this, so maybe it's a brick pizza house.
Pizza?
Yeah, which is a kind of hot igloo where pizza lives.
Cool. Pizza. Very cool.
All healthy pizza bods start out as a cylinder, but before we can get bricked up, it needs to get topped off with a dome from my gallon bag of plastic domes. I'm not confident that foam on dome is going to take glue very well, so we need some sort of medium between them.
If you've got an issue, here's a tissue.
Oh yes, perfect. Using a tissue and some watered down glue slurry, we can create a sort of paper mache surface on the plastic. We just need to wait for it to dry. I cut out a front door for the pizza house, then started the brickwork. I made sure to use white bricks on this white base so that they would pop really nicely and not get overexposed on camera. I'm all bricked up, but I need to add some mortar between the bricks to complete the look. Acrylic modeling paste is my goop of choice, but you can't simply spread it on and call it done. You always have to stipple that goop. Somebody sent me their 32-ounce refillable Six Flags cup, and the lid makes an excellent booty for this body. But what kind of garbage is inside the cup? Is it Sierra Mist? No, even better, actual garbage, including whatever these are, which might come in handy later, I don't know. But before we commit to this pelvis, let's roll for legs. I got a 3.
Spidey legs, spidey legs.
I've got just the piece in mind for spidey legs. Let's see if I can grab 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's double check the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. To mount this octet of legs, I need to drill out some acetabula. It's still a loose fit, but luckily Emily sent me this Tim Burton straw to add more hip girth. I added some rivets off camera, then hot glued the legs to the spider hips, but I'm a little worried that once he's scuttling around, that he might be front heavy once I add the arms. So let's get ahead of this right now and fill the spider diaper with random bulk. The JunkBot generator didn't mention feet, so we'll continue the theming with some Robo Spidey feet. But for the front feet, shout out to both Adam and Miles for being on the same wavelength and sending me these swords. It's always nice to have 2 of the same item, so I'm glad you unknowingly collaborated. These spider pants are almost complete, but the holes in this lid have inadvertently become a couple pelvic holes that we need to cover up for indecency. A couple pieces for the front hole, I might have made it worse with that one, and then an exhaust pipe for the back. Now for the pizza oven interior, where I cut out a floor out of cardboard, but I want to include a perpetually open door, which just so happens to have the exact same shape as this brooch I kept from my dearly departed Grammy. Thank you, Grammy. When I think pizza oven, I think fire, so let's try making a fire effect with hot glue on this glass bead.
Ow!
That was just me getting into character for the amount of heat required to cook a pizza. Luckily, hot glue actually cools down, making it possible to paint it fire colors so that it's only pretend hot. Some of the other pretend heat comes from orange object source lighting, because there's no way this little tea candle could supply ample illumination in this tiny easy bake oven. I've seen other crafters use this technique, but most recently on Boylai Hobby Time, so today he invented it. This is enough body where I think it's safe to add a head, so let's roll for it. 14 is looking cool. None of the heads in my head box are cool enough, but there's one I've been dying to use. Luigi is a pretty cool guy, and we'll come back to the head in a sec, but for now, this gives us a lead on how to theme this bot. For example, suspenders, using the aforementioned mystery pieces from the big cup. First, destroy some of those nicely arranged bricks. Between these suspenders, we need a neck. And I'm just freeballing here, but maybe these two pieces that look to be freshly prepped and sanded and happen to nest within each other could work. Then we need a robot trachea, a robot C1 and C2 vertebrae, a robot take your pick of whatever these muscles are because I'm just looking at diagrams as I go, a robot carotid artery and jugular vein, and a regular organic Luigi head, which we won't attach till the end of the video so he can stay on the floor and watch. These suspenders are currently suspending nothing. They need more straps to attach to the pants. Luckily, someone sent me a pair of fingernails. Looks like someone's been paying attention to my P.O. Box requests.
Give me your fingernails!
But the other side looks like it could be the front buckle of Luigi's suspenders. But I am not one to waste a good fingernail, so I'll glue those to the back and complete the strap around the shoulders. On the backside of Luigi's overalls are more overalls, plus a booty vent. And on the front side, his Gundam exhaust vent gold buckles. The whole body is tied together with a zip tie, and we can't forget the rivets masked behind a match cut transition so I don't have to film the process. And that's basically a Luigi brick house. But what kind of arms will our Luigi have? 16 means the arms will be armored. Someone sent me this piece, and I'm very curious about what it's from. It looks like the outer shell for some kind of liquid dispenser. But for JunkBot purposes, it will be the outer armor protecting these two pieces sent to me by Kayakasaurus. Let's break this piece off right here, so that we can make a rotating shoulder joint using one of these tubular tube toys. But don't forget that piece we snapped off earlier, because we're reattaching it, but at a better shoulder pad angle. Trash contributor Jasmine sent me whatever these are. What are they? Otherwise, I'm pretty sure they're meant for making Luigi arms extra wide. And they even come with a space where you can shove in a chunk of decorative steampunk gear. For the forearm armor, how about this piece? But you know what we could fill it with? Beads.
Bees?
Beads.
Beads?
This bead can be sort of an elbow joint, but oh whoa, what if the elbow could rotate? I have just the tube for this hole. Right, I'll know it when I find it. It's a very specific finger feel. Oh, yes. Not too tight, not too loose, but just right. The perfect baby bear tube to allow for some posing later. Then the rest of the arm is an I Spy book of beads, tank parts, a radar dish, a horseshoe, and metal wire for mounting hands later. There's a few gaps left in the arms, and for that, someone sent me this tiny robot guy who is on his way to help us out. A robot arm here, a robot foot there, then the rest of the gaps are filled in with a series of tubes. And just so it's clear whose arm it is, an initial to finish it off.
Wah!
It's time to mount the arms, which I want to be posable, so I'm making an extra strength shoulder joint to attach these tube toys, which only leaves figuring out what goes on the ends of these spear hands. I rolled a 1, which means hands are hard. Yeah, hands are hard. So let's give up and do something else, like pizza tools. For the left hand, I'm making the quintessential pizza tool, the pizza cutter, using one of these black discs that someone sent me. Now you might be asking, isn't a pizza cutter basically just a buzzsaw on a robot? And to that I say, calm down, I haven't even added the cheese guard yet, which is the sword hilt of the pizza cutter to protect the knight from hot grease. But on the other hand, what do we put on the other hand as a pizza tool? Well, I surveyed 100 people in my brain and they all said the 2-prong fork with a sausage on the end. My fork was missing the prongs though, so I'm borrowing the points from this miniature throwing star, and that is everything. After a quick prime, followed by a metallic silver dry brush to give it a quick robot once-over, I started the actual painting, which is a series of brownish grays and grayish browns for the bricks. And then for all the robot parts, it's pretty much entirely green and blue for all the parts that you would expect to be green and blue since we're working with a Luigi. Oh, whoops, almost forgot a chimney for the pizza smells, which I'm interpreting as another green pipe for the consistent branding. The last touch is to make some of the metallic bits pop a bit more. Oh, except for this metallic sausage, that should be an unsettling grayish pink meat color. Hey, speaking of meat, I forgot to roll for flavor. Oh wow, a 20 on definitely my first roll. Is that meat? Yes, in fact it's a meat lover's pizza. Before we slice up Luigi's sausage and all of the other toppings, we need some liquid bakeable clay, which is the cheese of the clay pizza world. No skimping, spread that all the way to the crust. We're topping it off with pepperoni, some mushrooms, and a little green bell pepper, then throwing that tiny za in the oven at 270 for 15 minutes.
Hydrate level 4, please. There you go.
Oh boy, Mom. You sure can hydrate a pizza.
This brings us to assembly time. Before we roll the beauty shots on this Luigi Brick Pizza House experience, it's reminder time that this is just one of a whole fleet of scratch-built robots. Here's a preview of the whole menu. Go check out the full meal deal after this. And then bonus round, I just had my mind blown and found out that Sweating the Small Stuff also made a pizza oven robot for last year's Big Bot Bash. What? Go watch that one too. Until next time, when I most certainly post a Power Rangers Zord, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the shoutouts. Now roll that beautiful Bambino footage.
Said light, the Wonder Cat for just testing right. Raining in a wet 5-12, mushy popcorn bag in Ashley. Choose your own group, Natasha Stokes, and then who knows, Ashwag Guy. Christina. Danny Marie Dross, Captain Hindbeth, and Eagle, Eagle in your mind, Chloe, Adam the best face now, Plastic Sisters and a Eunice Jag. Harry the magical fairy penguin, Martin Lark, Happy Jelly, HGV TV, File Forge 3D, Benjamin Shabby, Kaiser, Jafar, Terra LB, Mushy, Washy, Chili, Katie, Mickey, Itsuko, Emerald, Swiss Was, Dominic Sutton, Doom, Lizard, Danny Rascal, Lillard, Elevations, and